Hello and welcome to the new custom game mode called. I didn't put it in the screen. All right, it's called it's called Frontline Scavenge. It's a custom game mode I built. It's like a custom version of Capture and Hold on the Perekrestia map that I'm doing. Of course, you get to choose between Russians and Ukraine. They both have custom classes. So the first class is Volunteer, kind of the basic shooter guy, has a big backpack, no fancy guns, no NVGs, just meat and potatoes. Then you have your Support Gunner. He has a big MG, also carries ammo for every other person in the team, so he has extra mags, extra stuff. Then you got your Medic. Obviously, this guy is carrying a lot of medic stuff. Designated Marksman, guy gets a scar, 7.62. You can slap a scope on here and just dink people from across the map. Recon, excuse me, Recon, obviously not a sniper class. This is literally reconnaissance. This guy also carries NVGs. You can slap a suppressor on this thing at spawn. I'll show you that in a minute. You can slap stuff on here and do your recon stuff. And then finally, Grenadier obviously has a grenade or a noob tube underslung attachment for the AK. Russians, same thing. Hey, what's up, Duncan? Russians, same thing, basically the same classes, but I gave them different names. So the first one is a conscript, which is the basic shooter guy with an AK. Support, RPK, same thing, carries mags for his team. The medic has an AK-12 with rails. Designated marksman's carrying the SVD. Recon, same thing, NVGs, a gun, and then Grenadier, same thing, you know, same, but different. All right, so let's spawn in like a medic. As you can see, it's still the same map, but now you have capture points. Farmlands over here is not just this little square though. This is the entirety of farmlands that you can capture. How's your day going, Duncan? You might have noticed we have 1, 2, 3, 4 caps in a straight line. So this trench system is this entire trench going north to south. NW, northwest front line, is this entire trench system going left to right. We have residential, industrial, trenches, and front lines. Let me spawn in and show you what the spawn looks like. This is currently running on a server. If you want to join the server, just type in the letter 69, obviously, for the 69th Motorized Dingus Division server. First person only. It has UA versus RU, obviously. We have a spawn area that I'll show you that in a little bit. And then next to the attachments and stuff is a little drone section. Of course, stuff is floating because this is Arma. It has to have a couple floating things. But yeah, drones are in. It's the RPG head drone. So if you see a vehicle, people, you know, maybe you see a goat out there that you want to take out, this is the place to be. These respawn every 15 minutes once used. So there's no infinite drone spam. Will there be an event in the future in this map? Yes, for sure. The server has been up for a couple days. There have been people on there just to check it out, I guess. But there hasn't really been any firefights on this map yet. Or at least I wasn't there. So on this first table, I put some sights, some L cans with red dots, which are nice. I really like these. And then there's also the holographic with the magnifier. Something basic, you know, there's not enough for the whole team to go around. And also you can't really put this on like the volunteer guy's AK. So this is more for designated marksman rifles, right? You grab a scope at spawn, or maybe you find one in the wild. This table has grenades. These also respawn, by the way. Everything respawns. These are AK suppressors. There's also 5.56 suppressors over here. So if you do want to trick out your M4, you just slap on one of these and you have it suppressed. Same thing with the sights. Just open it in your inventory, put that on there, and now you have the magnifier on there. You may have noticed I'm holding my gun kind of not vanilla, because we have this overhead shooting system, we have the canted aim, and then the high ready. Just some immersive stuff. Same thing with just normal things like grenades. They have a shrapnel mod. I don't know if you can see that. We'll see. Bang. And the sound is different because we have a sound mod. Something else over here is 2 radios. You can trade your backpack for a radio if you really want to, or if you want a drone jammer backpack. Those are right here as well. So you know the enemy is going to send some drones. Why not just have one of your guys carry one of these and, you know, maybe save your life. Here's a table with 45 round mags. These respawn. AT mines, of course, because you never know when you want to set up a roadblock somewhere or an ambush. PKMs with 1 extra box. You could, of course, just raid this whole table of the boxes. They do respawn eventually. Same thing with the RPG. Grab a free RPG at spawn. There's only 4. But then again, there should be only 4 squads of 4 people, because this is 16 versus 16 on my server. There's no like player limit. The player limit is 128, so if you want to run this on a custom server with like 128 people at the same time, that's your prerogative. For me, this is costing me enough money as it is to run. So I'm not gonna invest like $200 in a server right now monthly. But we'll see. Maybe in the future that's a more viable option. So like I said, it's capture and hold. What you do is you go out to one of these zones. Right, you spawn up here. Maybe you want to go into farmlands, scavenge around. You might find some stuff. You might find some things like, I don't know, it's farmland, so what are you gonna find? Like a double barrel shotgun with some shells? That would be nice to shoot drones. Maybe you find an old Mosin in someone's basement, or, you know, anywhere. It's farmlands. Could be anything. I'm not gonna spawn in RPGs inside of factories for no reason though, but, you know, if it makes sense, it's probably there. So we will move towards the front line. Is the Gamemode map done now? It's not done, but it is up and running in the server. The server is public, it's open, no password. You can join anytime you want. If you set up like a friend group and play 5v5 or whatever, you know, that's totally doable right now. People are free to test it out, test the map out, you know, test out the limits. The game mode is not done at all because, let me show you the map. So right now in farmlands, there's like right here, I know there's a little house that spawns a Mosin, And there should be a double barrel in this building right here. Apart from that, there's no loot in the north side at all. Same with this spawn. If you spawn here, right here, there's a shotgun, and that's it. Because I haven't really put the loot all around yet. Where I did put loot is in all these middle trench systems. So if you go to this trench, you might find a Scar H with a scope. Or, like, I know there's an MG3 somewhere in here. And somewhere along this line going west to east, it also spawns a drone that respawns every 900 seconds or 15 minutes or whatever, right? Northwest front line, same thing. Spawns random stuff. Excuse me, I am pretty ill. My throat hurts like a some bitch. And then the northeast front line also has loot. Basically, I want to give people some incentive to push the middle of the map and not just, you know, you don't just spawn, camp in industrial and get free points. You're supposed to go out and do stuff. When do you think there will be an event or just many players? I'm still ironing out the details for the event. Because I know some people have sent me messages asking when the map is done and they really want to play it, etc., etc. But I do think it's pretty hard to set up like an event like that because you need 32 people to be on at the same time. Oh, like right here. Let's say I don't like my medical backpack, right? It's not big enough. So I can just put all my stuff in this backpack and change it around if I want to. Or if I move up a little bit, I know where all the loot is, right? So it's kind of unfair for me right now, but I know there's something in here. Ooh. It is an MG3 with the rails on top. So you could potentially switch this MG out for my RPG. Put this sight on there. And now we have an MG3 with a holographic sight. You only get 100 round boxes, but they do, I mean, like, just look at this. That's 50. And that's 100 rounds. So you do get 3 boxes with it. But yeah, this is where the MG, see? This is where it respawns. All the timers on this stuff, I do have to still edit, right? Because it's too fast, right? You can just sit next to it and replace it. But for playtesting right now, this is going to be the most fun. Because I kind of had it set up where you had to wait like 15 minutes for some pistol magazines and all that. I don't know if that's fun, especially if it's not a full server. But yeah, moving on. As you can see, we're in the northwest front line right now. I do have an M4, but if I had an AK, there's some 60 round mags right there. That would be nice to have. I do have a pistol, which is the high power pistol. I just like this one. It looks nice. Yeah. But if I'm not mistaken, there should be a Glock right here, which is the full auto version, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is. So if you do prefer a Glock, this is the place to get it. Extended rounds, I mean extended mags as well. Over there are the bunkers. If anyone has played this map yet, you know it's just straight lines, right? Ooh, some RPGs. Or an RPG and some rockets. Nice. If you don't know about the overhauled weapon handling mod, you can kind of overhead these RPGs. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. But yeah, moving along in these trenches, in some places, like right here, you're gonna find an MG, because you have this nice little sight line right here. You can keep an eye on this trench with your machine gun. Moving along, I believe there's a shotgun around here somewhere. Like, I have placed all of these, but I still forget. It's just a lot. I believe there's around, right now it's like 1,600 items get spawned in the places that I put them. But that's counting like magazines, grenades, things like different helmets. Because right now I have the basic helmet, right? And I have all my multicam stuff on. But if I wanted night vision goggles, I'd have to either take the recon class and limit myself to not having all these like bandages and stuff because I'm a medic right now. Or you could loot around. Excuse me. Oh, an M4. Some extra mags for me. Don't mind if I do. This is the short-barreled M4. Maybe you prefer that for clearing trenches. Who knows? Let's check this other place. I believe one of these bunker... Oh, some SCAR ammo. Because there is a designated marksman rifle class, so this is the place for him to rearm all his mags and stuff. The noob tube AK. Right, so you're not limited to what you can bring from spawn, because there is some, like right here, 7 grenades. That should be enough to explode some enemies. In here, another RPG spawns. There's a suppressed RPK. But maybe you don't want the RPK. But maybe you do want the suppressor if you have your own AK. So you can literally go over here, grab this gun, be like, alright, replace my RPK, my RPG with this AK. Let me grab all of these, grab some AK mags. Right, this is a nice setup, but it's not suppressed. But we could potentially put this in our inventory. Take the suppressor off of this right here. Take this back. Grab the suppressor, put that on the suppressed, or on the noob tubed AK, and now we have a nice little noob tube suppressed setup. You can get kind of creative and get the loadout that you want, including night vision goggles. If I... Oh, there we go. These are the Russian helmets, though, so... I don't know. Be careful. Be careful what you take. Oh, here we go. This is like the normal setup. It is the black version, but, you know, you just do you. Put this little shemag on or off. Or you take the beard, put the beard on. Another AK spawns here. Maybe you like the one with the red dot, or maybe you don't like it, and you just leave it and grab the mags. It's all up to you. Moving along, some of these places, like right here, I know this has an RPG right here, and also the RPG backpack right there. Maybe you prefer that over grabbing like the massive backpack for the volunteer class. Or maybe you don't, and maybe you just want to load up on RPGs here. That's doable as well. Moving along, moving along. Not every place has a bunch of loot. So like this old dilapidated bunker doesn't really have anything. I don't think the next one has something as well. Maybe it does. A nice spot for an MG to set up. Keep an eye on the north. Right, let's say you spawn in the south and you make it all the way over here and you want to keep people from using this road to access the trenches, you can do that. Just keep an eye on it. Moving east. Let's take a look at this. Some more trenches, of course. There's a lot of trenches on this map. If you don't know yet, there's like, ooh, a little pump action shotgun. M870, I think. Yeah, M870 with 17 rounds or 17 shells. That should be enough to do some damage to some drones, or maybe you just want to clear trenches with a shotgun. There's a lot of these choke points that is gonna be filled with enemies probably. Especially once they find like a good spot where the drone drops or where the PKM spawns. PKM with 5 boxes is a very nice pickup to have. Moving up, once you get out of the trenches and you see these bunkers, those are part of the other trench, not the trench systems, but just the trench lines. These are like the single line. I'll show you. You'll see what I mean. These are like the hand dug single line trenches. They don't have any loot in them yet because they're supposedly like the old trenches they used to move north. But maybe I can put some stuff in there. And in those bunkers as well, I'm gonna put some meds in. Oh my god. I'm dying. Just want to put some meds in there. We can go more east. I'll show you the rest of the trenches. But yeah, currently, like let's say I'm in this trench line or in this front line. If someone enters it from all the way on the west, you can kind of contest this whole line. Will the markers below the scoreboard be invisible? I'm looking into it. I've actually had someone from Theater of War help me just get rid of some HUD elements with the custom script they wrote, or whatever it is, custom code. I have zero idea what I'm doing with the HUD. Like, I can build the map and like make custom classes, but I have no idea how to work the HUD. It was literally copy this into a folder and then that was done though, so maybe I can do that. Because it is kind of overlapping if you look at it. Like, I understand it's ugly, but that's only because I didn't want to name it like A, B, C, and D. I wanted to give it like the actual name, but that makes it overlap at the top of the screen. I would prefer having no HUD at all, but the compass is really nice to have at the bottom, so you don't have to constantly press K just to see where you're going. I got the Ronas. I think I got the Ronas. Ugh. Like, I have a bad cold, I think. I've been babysitting a lot, so it could be from that. Just like a runny nose and coughing the whole time. And I tried to record voiceover for a YouTube video, and it just sounded like me. Hello, my name's TJ, and it just sounded so stuffed. I was like, nah, I'm not uploading anything. Yeah, no HUD will be the most realistic. I would love to have no HUD, and then once you press M, right, everything is here, so it should be fine. It should be fine. So here's another entrance to the next trench system. There's probably never going to be something in this first bit, like right here. I'm not going to put an RPG right here. I don't know why. It doesn't seem realistic to put stuff at the ends. So I just skip this first little zigzaggy bit, and then right here there's a pistol. Some classes do not get pistols, like the Russian conscripts don't get pistols, so if they want one, they'll have to kill someone for it, or just, you know, find it. This is a toilet, though. This is, yeah. You can't go in there. Moving along, some random magazines right here. Always nice to have 45 rounders in these narrow trenches. Just some extra oomph in your gun. Yeah, the compass and the scoreboard, obviously. I do want to keep the compass. I really like the compass at the bottom. The score, I don't know. I kind of want to keep some elements because it's not like a realism server, kind of, because there is like floating stuff. I can't really claim this is like a hardcore server if I have floating RPGs and stuff in here. Oh, the shrapnel looks so nice. Night vision. It's kind of too bright for night vision right now. But there is stuff up here. A lot of stuff people are going to have to clear out. Multiple routes you can take. Some more trenches here. And then every single trench system has like a giant or like a bigger section right here. Like right here, this spawns the drone. So people can take a drone. Spawns a pistol. Here's some night vision goggles attached to the helmet just to make it easier so you can just flip this on and it works. And then there's a Mosin right here. Just for giggles, I guess. It's a Mosin with 30 rounds if you want to use it, right? It's AP ammo, by the way. It's like the good rounds. If you want to clear trenches with a Mosin, you can. If you really want to. I've been looking for a mod that does an actual scoreboard. So you can kind of see how many kills you got and all that stuff. But I don't know if people are going to be into that. I think people are more into playing the objective than knowing how many kills they got. But it could be added. It's just a drag and drop. So more trenches. Obviously, you've seen these before. You've been through here before. But to anyone that hasn't seen it yet, there's multiple of these like covered areas, and these. Basically the rule of thumb is if it has a roof, any kind of roof, it's probably gonna have something spawn in it. Like these are 60 round mags. Even if you don't want the AK, the 60 round mags are really nice to have, and it's AP ammo. Yeah, I've seen like a leaderboard, or not a leaderboard, but a scoreboard mod like that, so you can see your assists and all that stuff. That would be nice. If people are into that, I can add that for sure. It's not a lot of work. It's just a click and it works. So that's the end of this trench system. Moving up to the next little bit over here. A nice spot to hold out against invaders, right? Nothing here though. Again, same rule. It's like the outer bits shouldn't be campable for loot. And then it splits off left and right. These places, like, oh no, this is the one with the crater. The one on the left here does have some stuff in it. And then the apartment buildings also have some stuff in it. Right now there's only something on the rooftop. Which is a Barrett 50 cal, so if you do want one of those, you better go up there. And then here's an AK that shoots 7.62, and it has the drum mags. So if you want like the ultimate trench clearing machine, you better come over here. Right here. Northeast front line. In the middle somewhere, near the apartments. Good luck. Because this spot, right? You can get sniped while grabbing these. If you want some 7.62, you better watch out for some 50 AE or whatever it is that that gun shoots. Night vision time, I think. Nope, still too bright. The trenches also spawn backpacks, helmets. Like right here, it has a 5.56 scar. Maybe you prefer to have this foregrip instead of the other one. Or you just prefer a scar platform over the normal M4. Like that. So now you have a suppressed scar. 5.56, of course. But yeah, it looks nice. I'm from Belgium, so I really like the scar. Gotta represent a little bit, right? And once up here, or I think it's over there somewhere, there's AT mines that respawn. I think these bunkers have some gear in them, like helmets. I'm not sure. I've placed so many things. Oh, this is a bunker that spawns like more sights and stuff. So if you're running around and you would like a different sight on your gun, you know, maybe the volunteer class with the big backpack runs along here and is like, oh, my team could use some of these. So you just grab those and then regroup. You're gonna have to work together a little bit to gear up your friends and yourself. See, there's a big backpack right here that has a lot more space than the medic pack that I'm using right now. But just from, you know, running through the trenches, I know there's no enemies right now, but still, I have a nice scar, nice sight on there. I have a suppressed scar, by the way. Suppressed AK with the noob tube and the 45 round mags. NVGs. And if I wanted, I could have like a bigger backpack. I'd say that's a pretty nice setup to play with in trenches. Moving along, let me show you the next bunker. They're over here. Something I'm missing, like right now, there's not... Oh yeah, another noob tube setup. Let me just grab some extra nades. So right now I have 14 grenades. That's enough to do some serious damage. An RPG here as well if I need it. Yeah. What I was saying, something I'm missing right now is a lot of medical supplies. I haven't put any of those down yet. But once I do, I think we're like close to ready for a playtest. Oh yeah, the grenade bunker. There's a lot of nades in here. You could, of course, hog all of these and just steal them. Or you could hand them out to your buddies so that everyone has a few. It's some more RPK mags. It's whatever you want to do, obviously. But yeah, this should, in theory, incentivize some more teamwork. Instead of just you running and stealing all the loot that you find. Moving along. to the west. It is getting a bit dark in game. I am in the server, so I can't really change that on the fly. I'm not logged in as an admin right now. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Can we use MVGs? Oh, kind of. It kind of helps now. It's still a little bit too bright, obviously, but at least you can see, like right here, spawn some AT mines. Maybe you grab some of those with the big backpack. Check your map. Like right here, you know the enemy spawns here and needs to push through here. So why not just set up some AT mines right there? Or maybe right here. Or make sure that they don't pass you and just put them right there. Put them on main roads. You can place them anywhere, right? Yeah, that's what those are for. Moving more west to the end of this trench. And it splits up. Or actually, let me change teams so I can show you the Russian side. Yeah, support. My runny nose is killing me right now. Alright. Russians, they get exactly the same thing at spawn. Right? Otherwise it wouldn't be fair. The backpacks, the radio backpacks, jammers, all that stuff is the same. Vehicles are all the same. Right? You get 3 civilian, whatever those are called, jalopies, 3 jeeps, 3 medical vans, and then there's these I mean, they're quad bikes, but they drive more like boats. You can't tell right now, but they're very, very slidey, so I might delete these, or I might keep them. I'm not sure yet. Just be careful when driving these out, because they slide around a lot. It's almost like you're playing a drifting game once you get on top of one of these. They can carry some stuff, and they can carry a passenger, so that's nice. And they're relatively quick, but they are very, very slidey. Ooh. I'll go to that building that has a shotgun so I can show you what I mean. Let's see. Ooh. Like right now, this is the only building in industrial that spawns anything. And it's at the bottom floor. You've already seen it probably. I don't have night vision, but you can see there's a pump shotty right there. I want to put stuff like that in every building, or maybe every building, right? If it makes sense. Let's go. I'll go to the residential zone and show you the sniper. Ooh. The very, very slidey sniper. So right now how the game mode works is there's no time limit, so I believe it's unlimited, and the score limit is 1,000 points. Jesus, this thing is loud. I'm probably gonna increase the score limit if people ask for it, because 1,000 points might be a little bit too fast to capture. Maybe if I put it at 10,000, the game will last at least like half an hour or 45 minutes. I'm not sure. We'll see. Depending on how good your team performs, obviously your mileage may vary. Yeah, that's one of the trenches. So this should be industrial over here. Let me just grab a drink here. This is some water. Yeah. Nice. Foamy water. We do still have the totally broken down residential zones. Some of these places have basements, which I'm gonna spawn some more drones in. And then obviously it would be useless for me to, like this building right here, I'm not gonna spawn any loot in here because there's no way to get in. But maybe if you look around it, right, maybe I could spawn like a backpack here, or some meds, maybe some grenades, some random stuff. Ooh. But a place like this, like if I put some sandbags on the window, then all of a sudden it looks like a military position, and I can put whatever I want in there, because it would make sense. Also, roadblocks. I need more roadblocks. Yeah, the apartment should be up here. And then on top of the apartments, there's gonna be a 50 cal. With a scope, if I selected the right version. We'll see. It's a long way up though. These are the tallest ones. They have like 16 floors or something. I am afraid my vehicle is gonna despawn before I get back down though, so I'm probably just gonna jump off the top. That's fine. Third, fourth, fifth. There's a lot of floors to these buildings, and there's only one way up. I might have to put some really good stuff in some floors here to incentivize people actually looting around and scavenging around. It is very dark up here right now. So I apologize if the stream is quite bit-ratey and dark. Excuse me. There it is. 50 cal with the scope. 5 magazines. That should be enough to absolutely destroy someone. Like this trench is right here. You could definitely pop some heads with this thing. Ah, excuse me. I am sick. Ill, whatever you want to call it. Something I do want to note is this military place is gonna be very hard to survive at. Because you have a really nice view of it with your 50 cal from here. Even the bunkers, like if they open up a bunker window and you're like posted up here, you just send a round in there and it's dunzo time. Jesus, this thing has recoil. Can we... Oh, you can overhead this thing? Yeah. This is gonna be sick. You can just... Ah! This is gonna be a trench clearing. Oh yeah. It is very dark right now, I know, but if someone comes down this road on a car, he's done for. So that's the 50 cal spawn. Hey, what's up, crazy? That's the 50 cal spawn. You obviously have a nice view of the town as well, if you really want to push the front line and then capture this, or maybe you want to move up and capture one of those apartment buildings and have a nice view of the town, or sit in that church. I know it's kind of dark now, but let me just hit the respawn button here. 360. Yes. That is basically the game mode in a nutshell. Let me just get recon here. So I have MVGs. Nice. Do a flip. Hey man, I tried skate after sitting in a queue for 20 minutes. I could do a flip in there. Maybe if I use a car in here, I can do a flip as well. But yeah, this would spawn, looks like at night. I did put a light in here because not every class gets night vision goggles because budget cuts, you know. You just, you get what they give you. And if you're a volunteer, I understand that you're not going to get a lot of good stuff. I am the recon class. I do have a normal AK with a red dot sight, but no suppressor. So at spawn, I can just take this off, put the suppressor on. With this mod, I don't think you can change out the red dot sight, but then again, you know, why would you need anything other than a red dot sight if it's all CQB and stuff? If you want to cover long range, then you should spawn with a designated marksman class, or maybe find a different AK out there and put a sight on that. The medic has the AK-12, which is very nice. But yeah, you can overhead this stuff. You can overhead the AK-12. Some guns don't work with it. Obviously, some rocket launchers are not going to work overhead, but the RPG does. And you can fire the PKM overhead as well. Let me see. RPG. Oh yeah. Yeah, that works. Ugh. Now let me drop this. It should spawn back in a little bit. Let's see. I guess I need to be a certain distance away from it before it respawns. I think it was like 50 meters or 100 meters. I don't remember every every single thing. I did set this all up. Night vision. Let's go. Something people might hate is that this is first person only. I did that for a reason. I don't like third-person corner camping with vehicles. And people say it doesn't happen a lot, right? Because they only play hardcore servers, blah blah blah. And then you join the hardcore server and it has third-person in vehicles. Which I understand it's easier to drive like that, but maybe you should just slow down a little bit. Some of these roads have trees in the middle of them for a reason. Slow down. There's no reason to go 100 billion miles an hour down a dirt road. That's not even a dirt road. This is just... This has been driven so many times that it's almost like a road. Oh my god. Wait, this is a gas station? Or is this... Oh no, this is industrial. Yeah. So industrial has these, like, obviously industrial areas. I can put loot in here, but it wouldn't make sense to put valuable RPGs and stuff in there. So I'm either gonna, you know, turn this factory into like a military position with some military tents and, you know, just different props. Ooh. Ooh. Just to make it all kind of fit a bit more. It's nice that the lights work, though. I'm happy all that stuff works. But yeah, you'll have to scavenge around the map. As you can see, industrial right here is this entire place. Maybe I can put some vehicle spawns in here as well. Let's say a BTR spawns only in the bushes on this map, on this spot. That's doable. Or maybe there is a armored truck with a 50 cal on it that only spawns at this electricity station thing. I'm open to feedback, of course. As always, I'm open to all the feedback. Roadblock. Oh boy. Ugh. Ooh. Whoops. Whoops again. Ah, now we can see. Nice. You may notice some of the roads are bumpy. So, don't fly down every single road with the quad bike. You're gonna flip your stuff. The lumber mill. What is this? Just a regular factory. Apartment buildings. Ooh, a little roadblock action. A little roadblock right here. Ooh. Let's see, where am I on the map? Alright, southeast front line is just ahead of us. You gotta pay attention though, because you might cruise through it without even knowing. Like right now, apparently I'm there. The west and east of here. Oh yeah, there's a little road up here. So yeah, another bit of the trenches. This has some stuff in it, of course. Some loot that respawns. And then heading west is the rest of southeast front line. Right now, like I said earlier, there's only a lot of loot in these bigger trench systems. You do still have to find it, though. It's not going to be glowing stuff that is marked on the map or anything. Like right here, there's a couple AT mines, some foregrips for the APC and SIG 55X tactical. Yeah, this only fits on a certain type of gun. But the helmets are nice. Right here, if you don't want NVGs, there's this like foliage camouflage netting helmet. If you want to sit in bushes, that's a very nice helmet to have. Let's see. Oh, it's still too dark. So yeah, these trenches go on for there's 8 kilometers of trenches, which is 5.5 miles, I think, for my American audience. Like right here, this thing is covered, so there's bound to be something in here. Yeah, some extra mags for the AK that I have already. 13 mags should be enough to... Ooh. Some law rockets. Nice. I can't overhead these, though. Yeah. I can shoot him, though. Ooh. Hey, Mr. Charles. This is like a custom version of capture and hold on my custom map. So you have I know it's kind of dark now, but excuse me. You have your spawns, you have your capture zones, and then in the middle there's these there's like 8 kilometers of trenches, and in these trenches you'll find loot that kind of respawns because there's no resupplying objectives or anything. It's kind of like a more basic mode for people that just want to practice PvP. But yeah, you have things respawning like a bigger backpack, or maybe you wanna play MG. This is an MG that has rails on it. As you can see, has like Riz rails on it. So if you find, maybe you find a red dot site in a different trench system, and then you find this gun, you can slap that together, and now you have a nice little MG setup. I also added some mods that let you, you know, overhead and you can canted aim and high ready some guns. Like this AK, you can overhead and shoot over the stuff. But these main trenches are gonna have the most loot. There's obviously gonna be loot in the towns as well, and things like drone basements. But for the if you know capture and hold, then you kind of understand what's going on in the server. There is no one playing this right now. It's just me in the server though, just showing around. But yeah, you get the point. It's capture and hold with respawning loot and drones as well. Like right here, there's an M60 in here for all those Vietnam enjoyers. This is a nice little MG setup. Maybe you prefer 5.56 over 7.62 and you just keep the M249, or maybe you want this big old M60 that shoots 7.62. Never seen this game. A mix of domination and scavenging, basically. Yeah, exactly. Because I did want to make like a capture and hold mode for sure. Because I wanted to make like a PvP mode that's focused. Oh, like a shotgun spawns right here. That's nice to shoot out drones out of the sky. The server name, if you look for the number 69, you'll find it. The server name is 69th Motorized Dingus Division on the Perekrestia map. Has trench warfare, and then there's like first person perspective, drones, and loot. I didn't want to make like a super clickbaity title for the server because it's kind of, you know, some of them are called high FPS, quick download, blah blah blah, which all just depends on your system, so it's kind of a bullshit name. There's custom preset classes that are kind of realistic, right? Because there's a volunteer class that just has basic stuff, but a big backpack, so he's really useful. But his guns are a bit bare bones. And then there's stuff like I'm running the recon class right now for the Russians. So these guys don't have any special weapons, but they do have NVGs. And of course, you can put some stuff on your AK at spawn. Like I put some suppressors at spawn, and you can maybe carry a drone from there. Right here, there's some helmets. If you want the blacked out NVG helmet, that's your choice. I'm gonna keep it Russian right now. I did think about adding armbands, but for some reason it just doesn't work for enfusion right now for me. But it is what it is. What is this? Okay, this is what happens when you put a sight on there, apparently. So don't do that. Or maybe I should just fix that sometime in the future. Oh boy. Yeah, this is why we do play testing. This is not... I mean, it works. Let's see here. There should be some more stuff here. Or maybe this is the end of the trench. Yeah, this is the end of the trench. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. And then these are like the bunkers in the middle. Yeah, so don't slap holographics on the on the Russian AKs. Apparently they don't like it. This is a little bunker setup. I'm gonna have some meds and stuff in here because this is actually like a military spot. There's nothing in here yet though. Or there is props, but you know, the laptops don't work. You do have to go in here to get to the next bit of the trenches though. Like if you go south to north, this is one of the places you have to go through to get into the next like 4 miles of trenches. I mean, if you enjoy trench warfare, this server is definitely going to be a lot of fun. I just need like a kind of kickstart event to get people in here. Because right now I've had like 2 players maximum in at the same time. And yeah, we just need more. We just need like an event to get people together and have them actually play test this thing. Yeah, exactly. Like the classes right now are conscript, which is like a volunteer class, has the basic AK and stuff, support, medic, designated marksman, recon, and there's grenadier. One one bug that I have is if you select your player, it sometimes gives you the vanilla guy, which isn't a problem because you don't get any points for respawning again, but it's just strange. Like it shows in the bottom right, it shows conscript right now. But if I spawn in, it's like the basic guy, which is a little bug. I still don't know how to fix that. I'm gonna have to look into it. So if you click it a couple times and then respawn, it should give you the different setup, but it just doesn't until you switch classes entirely. Like if I click the designated marksman guy, right? It just keeps going back and forth in between it, which I still don't know how to fix. But it doesn't eventually give you the right class. It just sucks right now if you're in a hurry. But there is no penalty to just respawning, because it's kind of, you know, now I do have the right guy. Bear with me 1 second as I grab a tissue. My nose is running. 1 second, boys. It's ridiculous. Like I have a runny nose and my ears feel stuffed and I don't know. I'm gonna blow my nose. Let me mute the mic for a sec so you don't have to hear the disgusting noises. 1 sec. Oh dear God. Yeah, I've seen Spliff stuff. I really like his videos. Um, I've been, I think I've been subscribed to him for a couple months now. He does really nice videos. I just don't know if he'd enjoy something like this, you know, because it's still kind of buggy with the class selection. Maybe I've done something wrong with that though. That could just be my problem. Ah. Don't you hate it when you blow your nose and all of a sudden all the sound is gone from your ears? Ah. But yeah, the spawn area is just basically like a couple tables of loot. I don't want people to how do I say this? Like I don't want people to be Barbies constantly at spawn, obviously. But there is like a little bit of Barbieing going on. Like you could spawn in and be like, I'm gonna steal 16 grenades, right? And they do respawn, but you're just an asshole for stealing all the grenades. There's no way for me to limit that. So if I do make like a kickstart event, which I do still plan on doing, I'm gonna need to have some serious people in here. Like if I take Spliff in and I'll be like, you want to try this? And then he comes comes into spawn and all the stuff is gone and everyone is trolling, then I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like, yeah, good luck with this, bye. Right? Because it's just childish stuff. But if I get some like-minded people, like if I join up with maybe find a Milsim clan and get them to test this out, then that's a whole different story, right? Because it's actual serious players that are trying to work together to win the round instead of just a bunch of dudes being dudes. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. It does. So right here, we have the drone controller, the headset, and let me connect to the drone. And then if I put the headset on, there we go. Oh, the jammer backpack is too close. Yeah. Like you can't launch from spawn because the backpack is too close. It is armed. It just doesn't go up. It doesn't listen to your commands. So the backpack works. That's nice to know. What if I shoot this? Does it explode? Because it is armed. I guess that was a dumb question. It it does work. That's oh my god. Let me yeah, you wanna is there a way you can see if the jammer is jamming the drone? I think as the backpack carrier you don't really know. But yeah, as you could see, geez, it's doing it again with the classes. I hate that it does that, and I don't know how to fix that yet. It's so stupid. It just keeps giving me the vanilla guy. So once I fix that though, now I have the actual MG guy. All right, so if you take the drone and you get too close to one of those backpacks, it just stops reacting. This. Now does it give me? Yes. Yes. All right. So now I have the actual volunteer class, which is just a basic AK guy, right? Because he does have the US backpack because I couldn't find any decent backpack mods, honestly. There's a lot of modular stuff that requires you to use the arsenal, which I don't like at all. I just want people to have stuff. I don't want people Barbieing at spawn for more than 2 minutes. But if we grab the drone, because the backpack is right there, that's why it's impossible to launch from here. But if we do, like right now, I have a lot of space in my backpack, so I think I can, if I pick this up, yeah, I can put this. There's 6 classes. Right now there's volunteer, medic, grenadier, designated marksman, and recon. If I get far away from the jammer, because it does have some decent range, like it's pretty far. I can make more classes, I guess, if we actually need that. But like right now, there's enough choice. Let me just connect to this drone, and then if we take the helmet off and put the drone helmet on, see, it's still too close. So let me put this back. I can't pick it up? Why not? Is there no room? There is room. Oh, it's because it's connected. Yeah, I can kind of push it away. See, the range on those is pretty nice. Put this on. Are we in the air? We're in the air. I just need to fly away from the drone backpack. It's kind of hard to see right now because it is jammed up still. And I am far away from myself. Let me arm it. No, let me arm it and then fly up to my spawn. Ooh. See, there's the lights. I don't know if you guys can even make out what's happening right now, but it is armed. If I drop it right now, it should explode. The RPG head, right? Yeah, we're about to hear it. Yeah, it works. I mean, the jammer is doing their job, but it works. Put this there. All right. So now that I used the drone, it will respawn after a little while. And then people can use it again. This thing is loud as hell. That's the sound mod doing its thing. Or maybe I'm just blowing my own ears out. Maybe I should change that back. But yeah, the basic AK guy is just what it is, right? It's the AK guy. He has a big backpack, so if you want to scavenge around, you can do that. You have your radio, and you have your basic meds. You get two bandages, 1 morphine, and 1 tourniquet. That's it. If you need more medical supplies, you better get your buddy to spawn in as a medic. Or get your guys looting around and finding some medical supplies. I don't plan on marking those on the map. the map's gonna probably just keep looking like this for a while. But it would make sense to maybe have some handwritten stuff on here. Like, if I set up a medical supply spot for the military, maybe I can mark this with like a red cross. I can do that with the editor. That's not something I want people to do in game because it's always going to be in the same spot, right? There's no reason to let people mark their own stuff on the map because it's just going to be filled with stuff you don't need. I'll do another little drive through here. Ooh. It is running pretty nice for me personally. If I do say so myself, on an empty server, right? But like the FPS I'm getting right now is, let me see, I'm getting 74. Yeah, 74, 86. It's around, let's say 70 FPS in these foresty bits, and then once we hit residential I have to check again because it's probably very different. There are some like fallen trees and stuff on the road, so that's just made so you don't speed through these parts the whole game. Because if you speed through these parts and you hit a tree and you put your car sideways, then you're blocking off access for all your buddies for no reason, just because you don't know how to drive properly. Alright, so residential is over here. Just carve through this. I'm getting 65 here. 68, 73. It varies a lot. That's just Arma. Right now there's a lot of buildings, so it's 63. Still 63 FPS, 58, 63. Yesterday I had someone play on it on Xbox, and he got 60 constantly. He was also just driving through, right? So he got 60 constantly, which is very nice. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, it depends highly on where you're driving. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to frontline as well. You could try and drive through these forests. It's not really meant to be driven through, but if you want to, you can try. It's gonna be a bumpy road with a lot of fallen trees, but it is whatever you want. I would personally just walk through these, which is also a lot more cinematic than me just bumping into everything. Let's see. Oh, we're at a trench. If there was any enemy in here, we would have gotten obliterated by now, because it's... That's still very loud. I apologize. I might remove the sound mod for now, because it only affects certain weapons, and it does nothing to the others. But yeah, I don't have any NVGs right now. But we do have... What is this? An MG3. So there's one MG3 per... I have the one with the... Oh, yes. Let me... Yes. What was I saying? Yeah, there's one... Oh, that looks... Just imagine clearing this, and then you see the car coming up, and you put your lights on, and you're like... Ah! Nice. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, there's one, like these front lines, right? They go from left to right. In this northern front line, there's gonna be one spot that spawns drones and one spot that has an MG3. Same on this south side. Going west to east, there's one spot that has drone and one spot along here that has an MG3. This kind of to keep it fair and you know, just keep it kind of symmetrical. Also, one of these lines is going to have a shotgun with like 15 rounds, and then the other side also just one place that has a shotgun with 15 rounds. There's not any loot in this northern section or in this very southern section right now. If you do decide on joining the server and having a look around, if you want to find loot, it's in the middle. It's in the front line bits, not in the trenches right now. I do plan on adding stuff everywhere, but it's very time consuming and I kind of have to balance stuff out. But yeah, good luck balancing out an MG3, and it's already respawned as well. So if you need more ammo, just go back, get 6 boxes of MG ammo. Just decimate the car over there. It's still running though. Let's see. Let me put the bipod down. Where is it? Deploy bipod. Yeah, you definitely smoked everything inside that car. And you can overhead this kind of... That's very loud. I'm definitely gonna... definitely gonna have to change the audio sound mod that I have right now. It's too loud. Like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, changing that next time their server restarts. Apart from that, I'm very happy with what we've got so far. It's turned out pretty nicely. The only thing that I would say needs changing before we do a big event is the classes. I think a lot of people are going to get frustrated by clicking volunteer and then getting, like right now, it's selected volunteer, right? If I go back to it, it just selects the vanilla guy. Maybe some of you know why it does this. It's, if you keep clicking the same class, it might just switch back to, like this guy just keeps switching back to vanilla, and then it's normal, and then it's vanilla again, and then I don't know why it does that. It doesn't do it for recon for some reason, and it doesn't do it for grenadier. If I spam designated marksman, it still does it. Some classes work, some classes don't. I don't know why. We'll see. But yeah, this is a designated marksman class. As you can see, it has no scope on the SCAR. It is the 7.62 SCAR, so it does have the 20 round mags, but you still need to come over here and attach a scope to it, and then you're good. This has got a pistol. It is the single shot Glock, or the semi-auto, I should say. What else could you need for this, right? It's a DMR class. You could carry an RPG, but, like, why? You're not supposed to be close to roads or anything. You're a DMR. No NVGs for the DMR guy. But you can find those out in the trenches. By the way, no armbands yet. I'm still looking into which which mod to use for that. I do have RTG armbands in the dependencies because I did make classes that had them, but for some reason they just turned out colorless in game, so everyone had white bands, which is not really not really useful to anyone, so I just removed them last minute. But those are going to get added as well. Obviously blue bands versus red bands, or yellow bands versus white bands. I'm still not sure what color to pick. They're all very, very bright. Like you could scope out and just see yellow bands coming at you, and just don't even see the soldier, but you see the bands. It's like 3D spotting in Battlefield, which I not a big fan of. But yeah, the bands I still have to figure out. I still have to figure out how to fix the classes. I might just have to use that recon preset because it doesn't overlap with anything vanilla, and just use that as a base to make all the rest. But I'd have to rebuild all the classes, which it took me like 20 or 30 hours to do. We'll see though. If it is needed, I will do it. It just takes time. But yeah, honestly, that's the whole game mode. You capture zones. Those zones have loot that respawns. Some zones are better than others. Everything is kind of symmetrical. You know, it's capture and hold with scavengeable loot. Maybe different plates in the plate carrier for different classes, or lootable plates. Um, this plate carrier mod right now is just front plate and back plate. I did find like a modular plate system, but that means everyone spawns with 0 plates. I don't want to use WCS. I'm not going to use RHS or WCS because right now the server download size is 7.5 gigabytes. So I want to keep it below 10 because that means anyone on console doesn't have to let their PlayStation download mods during the nighttime or whatever. I don't want people having to wait for hours just to join. Right now it's yeah, it just it spawned people in with no plates, which is ridiculous. But like right now, if you look for the server, let me show you. It should be, wait, so I have to, if I go to mod manager and disable all my mods. Yep. And then go to multiplayer. If I type in 6.9, this is the Motorized Dingus Division server. The server size is 7.5 gigabytes on the dot. I do have a lot of mods in here, like as you can see. It's not like I'm not running any mods. This better sounds thing is going out though. For obvious reasons, the AK is way too loud. But yeah, the base stuff from my mods is the mode, the map, all the loot that spawns. Then there's these player map markers, so people can mark stuff on the map if they really want to. Oh no, I think this is your friendlies, right? Bacon loadout editor, I don't really need. I can remove that. M4 block, what was this is the tactical overhaul thing that lets you overhead weapons. Better tracers is nice. Seesaw compass is really nice compass. And there's also the Seesaw mag repacks. So if you have 2 mags that are half full, you can just stack them on top of each other. This is the one right here. You can just throw those on top of each other and have 1 full magazine, which is very nice. Then apart from that, yeah, it's just the map and the RTG stuff. But a total of 7.5 gigabytes is really, really low. I guess it would be realistic to spawn in the Russian conscripts without any plates, because some of them were sent out with airsoft gear, which is plastic plates, which is the same as having no plates, if you think about it. But I wanted to keep it fair, right? No one's gonna use the class if it doesn't have any plates, because the only good thing about the conscript or the volunteer class is that it has that massive backpack. That's the only good thing about it. Support class has a big backpack as well because it needs a lot of mags for your friends. The medic has a decent backpack because you need, your medic stuff. But apart from that, it's nothing special, right? No one is really like a one-man army. You can't spawn in designated marksman with like a bunch of rockets on your back and, The recon class, I might have to change the AK because putting a sight on this puts it on the front rail, which is wooden on this, so it doesn't really fit. And then Grenadier, I think Grenadier is going to be my favorite class to start as, because you do get some noob tubes with it. Let me show you. Yeah, you do get 7 Vognades with it. And then in spawn you can put, let me show you, you can put the suppressor on there. You can grab a PKM from spawn. And you have a very, very nice setup. Like right here, you can grab a suppressor from the table. Take this off, put this one on. So you have your suppressed AK. That's very nice. You can grab some 45 round mags if you want to do some trench clearing, which is nice, right? You just drag this on here and it reloads it into 45 rounds. Maybe you can grab some AT mines if you want to do anti-vehicle stuff. Grab a PKM, grab an extra box. Maybe have your friends grab some RPGs, or maybe load up your car with some more RPGs and just head out, which is a very nice like starter kit. You do get a couple bandages and a tourniquet and some morphine as well. But yeah, it's like a nice starter class. I believe you can overhead these. Yeah. It's so accurate, it's ridiculous. PKM, you can put this on your shoulder like that. Every 5th round is a tracer. Same for the boxes that come with it, if I remember correctly. Oh no. The mags that come with it, or the box mags I should say. The boxes that spawn with them are just normal, but the stuff that's in there, if you grab it, is like every 5th round is a tracer round. These vehicles respawn as well. I don't know if I said that before. Yeah, they all respawn. You're not limited to only like 9 vehicles, right? You do get some variety. There's no helicopters here for the simple reason that you don't need them. It's quite a small map. There's no reason to have a lot of helicopters around and stuff. Yeah, you can shoot these lights out. That's a problem. I might have to change those out for infinite health lanterns. It might not be visible on stream that well, but to me, honestly, I can still see in spawn right now. But yeah, that's basically the game mode explained right now. It's almost midnight here, so I'm gonna head out because I have to do some more babysitting tomorrow. On a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. I will need my my beauty sleep, if, if that makes sense. But I do want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being so patient, because this has been a lot of work, and it's taken a lot longer than I thought to even get to like having a server. Can I? Oh, is this accurate? Does it hit the car? Oh, it does. Alright, nice. That's good to know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope I've made some sense out of all this random nonsense and explosions and explodey grenades. Hopefully I see you guys in the next video. Or in the next stream. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys next weekend, or when I get a play session going. Right. Yeah. Peace.